What are you looking forward to today? What is your motivations? What are you looking forward to? Well, I remember I went through my divorce nearly 3 years. Terrible, terrible stuff. So, if you have anticipation of getting through a divorce pretty fast, if you guys don't cooperate, it's going to take forever. I mean, at the end of my divorce, I just kind of took what I could get because really it is legal extortion. Like legal, like you could extort money from the other person just so you could get out of the situation. As a matter of fact, my ex-wife agreed to pay me back some money she stole from me, and I'm sure she just did it to get the whole process over with. And as a matter of fact, I haven't even seen a dime. I was supposed to see a dime December 1st. Nothing. I mean, it's really like barely a token of what she stole from me. But then again, I've even said, if you watch my other videos, marriage is essentially legal identity theft. So be careful who you marry. Be careful who you associate with. Be careful who you are with at all, because you're giving that other person a lot of power over your life. And if they are cooperative, and if they have, as a matter of fact, if they have no morals, they're not going to really even take you into consideration, any regard to you. They have no regard. Like, as a matter of fact, she didn't show any regard for my wants, my needs, my desires. And once that was the case, I knew that it was doomed. But hopefully I'm using the right terminology. My last video I uploaded didn't get any views, so I suspect that maybe I used some words that weren't appropriate. I was talking about the intimacy and some things that were a little bit shady. I guess could be shady. I don't know. It was just real life, but there's certain topics I'm sure I'm not allowed to talk about unless I have like 300,000 people watching me, that maybe a few people would benefit from what I was going to say. But if you want, you could refer to my video I did on December 1st. If it's viewable, it might not even be viewable because of the topic. By the way, I do live streams so far every Sunday. I'm trying to do, I didn't mean to do more than an hour, because yesterday, Sunday, I did over almost 2.5 hours of live streaming. And interestingly, 12 people watched it. It was kind of a, I guess, stream of consciousness kind of thing. Whatever I was like doing. That's why like live chats are really important. That people will call. People will put in comments that I could respond to. It would be much better, but that's not the format that I had going on. But today, what was on my heart is anticipating, like Advent is anticipating Christmas time. So you get an Advent calendar and you count the days down to Christmas. So when I was going through my divorce, I was counting the days till I was free, until I was able to again live a life without any restraints. Because like I feel in my divorce process, I couldn't really, I felt that my life was on hold. It was technically, because there's certain things you can't can't really go forward with until the divorce is over with. Like, for example, cultivating another relationship, which I guess it was a good thing that it took the time it did, because it made me kind of have restraint, made me have a little bit of time to myself to prepare maybe for another relationship. If that's possible. It might not even be possible, but I mean, you have to be comfortable with who you are. You have to be comfortable by yourself. You know, you have to be have some restraint, some resistance to what your desires are and what you're looking for your life. You know, what you're pursuing. Are you pursuing the things that will benefit your life? I mean, are you living a life that you could actually invite someone into it? That's the anticipation. When you're counting the days, using your days wisely, using your days to the best of your ability, you know, of course, some days you're going to be probably not that productive. Other days you're going to be extremely productive. But the idea is that having anticipation, like for us as Christians, we anticipate the final day. It's just like Christmas. You know, Jesus was born, and he's going to return, because the fact of the matter is that this whole world was changed 2,000 years ago. So you could count on certain things happening. You could count on the return of Christ. You could count on the day that you're going to be done. You never know how you're going to get done. You never know how the time you spend between the time you're born to the time you die. We don't really have any saying on our birthday. We're not going to have any saying on our death day. Just like with the divorce, I didn't really have any saying on when it's going to get over with. I anticipated it being over quick. We have nothing. I don't have anything. The only thing that she was able to hold over my head is that I have a job, I make a living, I have an income. You know, that's why maybe she could justify in her head not paying back what she stole. But again, if you have no morals, you can steal from certain people and not care, because the law essentially is only good for people that have morals. Like when you go to a grocery store or store, wherever, it's because you have morals. You wait in line to pay for your merchandise. If you have no morals, you'll just go clean off a shelf and take it, because in your mind you justify doing bad because maybe there's like just certain way of understanding the other person. It's just like my wife probably thought that I deserve bad things to happen to me because of maybe well, anyways, I kind of went off on a tangent, but if you kind of get what I'm saying about like anticipation and expectations, I never understood how you have to have low expectations, because if you have low expectations, it's guaranteed that you'll have your expectations exceeded no matter the outcome. So that's something that you might want to consider, even going into divorce. But even going into the holiday season, what are your expectations? Are you lowering them? Do you have reasonable expectations? When you go into anything, you have to have a reasonable amount of expectations. Don't expect too much, you know, and then you'll be disappointed. And if you expect too little, you should have your expectations exceeded. So the holiday season or whatever your pursuit is, you could really apply the whole idea of anticipation to whatever you're doing. You know, you anticipate maybe getting together with your family on the holiday or whatever's going on. Just be reasonable this time of year. Be reasonable on your pursuits, and you should be able to totally come out a better person. So keep that in mind about anticipation of whatever you're doing, and especially with divorce. If you got a battle ahead of you, you got to be reasonable, and you got to say, you know what? It's going to suck. So be reasonable this time of year, and watch my other videos.